I just recorded like a good 15 minutes of this, and I played it back because I remembered last time that there was like a weird beeping noise going on, and I just recorded a bunch of shit, and then I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to like fix that problem, and so I re-listened to the shit, and it was like in the background it was like Morse code, like beep boop 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 boop, and I was like, that's not gonna. What is my dog so excited about? And I was like, that's not gonna work. So here we are again. I just got done bombing. No, not really. I mean, whatever. Everybody ate shit at the mic I was just at for some reason. It was one that usually is like really supportive. I wish I had nose drops. I'm very nasally whenever I can't breathe for some reason. But yeah, everybody ate shit. Like normally it's, I mean, mics are fucking. That's just like the way. That's just like the way mics are. It's not like having a fucking show or anything like that, and it's never going to be. But this was just a different. This was just like. It was just bad all around. Like the people in the room, even that I know are funny people, like that are at least good at stand up, just like ate shit. Like they didn't do well or try, and neither did I. And I didn't follow through with anything. I just knew that like, I was the last person. Like everybody before me had just gotten crickets, and I was just like, I'm not about to not get crickets, and so I just didn't follow through with a lot of shit, and I didn't feel funny, and I was kind of nervous, as like dumb as that sounds. It was just fucking, it was kind of a nightmare. Tonight, to the second ago, was kind of a nightmare. It's always good though. It's not a negative thing. I mean, it grows a little bit of, sweetie, can you stop inspecting that? Oh my god, my dog. But yeah, they're always, I mean, there's, you know, you learn something from every single one, and even if you eat your dick. What the fuck? Even if you bomb your dick off, then there's a point, you know. It makes you grow chest hair or whatever, grow hair on your chin, whatever the expression is, and it is helpful to you either way. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so open mic. It's not always the best experience in general anyway, but this one was exceptionally terrible today. It's just funny that I've been to that one so many fucking times, and it's normally just real easy, and today it wasn't easy. It also might have been because I got done filming. I just got done filming like the Laugh Factory like Instagram thing, like pulling out or whatever on Instagram at Laugh Factory, and I left and I was like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a nap, and then tonight I'm gonna go to the Comedy Store to hang out. And then I was like, no, Della, you're going to an open mic, because I've been trying to like turn any destructive thing that I'm about to do into something positive. So I was like, you're going to a fucking open mic. So I went to the 4 p.m. one, which is an interesting vibe, dude. I'm pretty sure there was a grandpa there that just wandered in off the street. Like, I don't know what was going on, but it did not set the precedence for like a stellar mic today. But sweetie, why are you so... I'm just gonna let my dog out of my room, and I'm just gonna keep rolling, and I have no pants on, so you know what, it's a win-win for all of us. It's a win-win for all of us. One sec. Fine, you can go out, but you have to stop the whole time that I'm filming us. Here. Love doing a podcast in my room though, because don't have to wear pants if I don't want to. This is like my go-to outfit whenever I'm at home, just like a big t-shirt and no pants. I'm actually more comfortable. I think, yeah, I'm actually like, I'm much more comfortable in like a big t-shirt and underwear than I am sleeping naked. I don't know why, like it's actually like a physical, like I like the feeling of there being like a light fabric on me rather than just being completely naked, because I get really hot easily, and like that makes me feel like I don't know. I know it's not the sexiest thing in the world to say that I absolutely prefer to sleep with clothing on, but I really do. But I've also been thinking about trying to, why is this like swerving? Why is this swerving, dude? I've been trying to. I think I'm gonna start like a couple days a week, just like sleeping naked, because I think it would psychologically be good for me to get more comfortable sleeping naked. Not that I mean, not that I don't. If I'm like in some shit with someone, like I'm not a weirdo about it, but I have just like dark body dysmorphia issues, and like if I feel like it would be healthy in a way to like be naked more, you know? Um, Somehow. Is everyone in my apartment just hanging out in the hallway, like right? Yeah. Maybe we'll wait, and maybe a car alarm will start going off like it did last time. I swear to God, dude, this whole place is dead, dead silent. The minute I start filming. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not picking up as badly. As badly? This is off to a great start. Anyway, let's see what we're doing on the Mac. Let's see if this is working. Everything's working out. All right, cool. What else are we gonna talk about? That body dysmorphia. Now my dog that cried to go out of my door is now standing at my door crying to get in. And she will not get in, is what's going to happen with that. Dude, I had someone, dude, the only reason, okay, I know now why they said it, but the last one of these that I recorded, there's always, even if you get fucking 400 views, there's always some like gigantic hater. I've been online bullied since I can fucking remember, like, it just always happens. I'm fucking used to it, but I had somebody get on mine, which is actually what's so funny about someone getting on my YouTube and watching this and hating on it is that the only way, because I'm not like a pro and like I'm not like any kind of a name yet, the only way that person even knew to get to my page is through one of my other pages. So that person, that makes you a peasant, you know what I mean? Because that makes you a fan that like hides in the shadows and then like has some evil shit to say. It's not like you just like happened upon my YouTube, you know what I mean? Like you had to like go to the search bar and type in my name, you know what I mean? But the person, why does this keep spinning, dude? Stop spinning. The person that hated on my last video, which my last video was literally just me sitting on this couch talking like I am right now. Like I wasn't even, there was no like moments where I was trying to like riff. I'm just trying to get like comfortable in this initially. And then like eventually it'll get silly, you know? But right now I'm just like trying to fucking figure out what I'm doing and like the sound issues and like all that kind of shit, like where I'm gonna sit. Maybe next time I won't have all these fucking cords next to me and all that kind of stuff. This person got on my YouTube and they commented on it and they were like, just another fucking person that everything they says is copying Crystalia. And I was like, what? Like, what? Like usually even if like someone insults you and you don't agree with it or whatever, then you still have some sort of like you still have some sort of like grasp on like where that insult came from, you know what I mean? But that was just like, what? Like just not even. But then I started thinking about it later. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it, dude. I'm gonna end it. I'm going to end it. This house has been completely dead silent for 72 hours. And now there's someone hanging out in the hallway outside of my room. Cool. But anyway, so yeah, that was that was the whole thing. They were like, you're just you're just copying. And I was like, normally, like, an insult, you have some sort of like some sort of where you're like, oh, like, even like insults, like the reason why some insults are insulting is because there's like a little bit of truth to them, or you could like see the path of like where that came from. But with this, I was just like, what? Like, what? I have no idea. But then I ended up thinking about it later, and I was like, what it is, what it usually is, I mean, sometimes it'll just like be like blindly whatever, people just like randomly decide that they're going to be mean online, but usually what it is, what mine are, is someone who I've blocked from one of the outlets, because there's a lot of different outlets, you know. Dude, I just have to start ignoring it, otherwise my head's gonna explode. It's usually someone that I've blocked from one platform, that then I obviously don't know what their username or what have you is on all of the platforms, so I block them from something, Snapchat, whatever, and then they go find my YouTube and they're pissed because I've blocked them, so they comment something about me not being shit. And that's exactly what this one was. And I also realized that earlier that day, or the night before, I think, I had posted something about a clip of the special Comedians in the World or whatever, and I hadn't watched it yet. I watched the deleted one. I thought it was so fucking funny. I laughed my ass off. And I posted like a little clip of it and just like said how funny it was. So what that person did was, because they were blocked from my Snapchat, they went to my Instagram, saw that, and then thought like, I'm gonna comment on her YouTube that she's copying that person, because that would be like the most hurtful thing I could do or whatever, even though fucking there isn't a person in the world that would watch I'm like deadpan. Like, there's not a person in the world that would watch, at least for now. Like, I know everybody like evolves and shit changes and whatever, but like for right now, I'm like pretty, during stand-up, I'm pretty deadpan. Like, I'm pretty like dark, like not dark, but again, pretty dark and like kind of deadpan. I don't know. And like not a whole lot of, and for someone to compare, there's not even, what? I have no idea. It's the most bizarre. And of all people to copy, like I would fucking take like the fucking one of the biggest in the game right now, and like think that I was gonna get away. I just like not. It's just, there's no. But they were just, because of my story, that they were just like trying to find something that could irk me. I get it. I get what you were doing. It's kind of a smart insult, I guess, if you had watched my story, but if it wasn't specific to that and you were literally just going off of me sitting here talking, then whoa, dude, what are you on? Like, because I say dude, I guess? I don't know, man. This is not... Dude, these are dirty all the time. All the time. I don't understand how people have glasses. Do you just wipe them off all of the time? What else is going on? I'm gonna start, I'm starting a guest on here soon. I just haven't figured out, like, the conversion thing yet. I mean, my friend Caitlin today was telling me that I should just, for now, have two people talking to this, that it would do fine. That it wouldn't be anything crazy. So I might try that, although it might be kind of awkward having two people be like, "Meh, meh, meh." I mean, I guess I could, I don't know. Would that be totally weird? I don't know. I should fold my laundry. Wow. It's really bad. What else was I going to talk about? What is making that noise? Oh, sorry, I just rocked the whole table. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to I should stop making that noise with my foot. It's probably very annoying for recording purposes. Yeah, what else? When is my next? I just had a really good show. Did I already talk about that? No, yeah, no, I had a really good show. The Hannah, I can't fucking remember what her last name is because it was, well, I don't remember people's first names. But yeah, I had a really good show. It was in the Valley. I actually had somebody tell me before I went to that show. They were like, "Oh, you're doing a show where?" And I was like, "In the Valley." And they were like, "By who?" And I was like, "I don't know, so and so, blah blah." And they were like, "There's not gonna be anybody there." And I was like, "Okay." And then there was a lot of people there, and it was like really good vibes. I felt like I was like on a college campus or something. Everyone was like really young and just like, um, I had these two black guys like fucking rolling, and it was just a good night. It was a good set or whatever, and I had these two black guys like rolling, and there's something more satisfying, like slightly more, not a lot more, but there's something slightly more like, yeah, about making a bunch of black people laugh for me. I think it's just because I find not necessarily in the comedy world, because there's so many people that are like so many different diverse people that are so funny in the comedy world, but like by default I think that black people are generally like a little bit funnier and like sillier people. So for them specifically to be these like two, they're, and also like they're male, they're not, you know what I mean, they're just like completely opposite from me in every way, and for them to be like fucking dying was just like awesome for me. No, no offense to, I love making anybody fucking laugh, that's all I want to do, but it's like something about that difference and being like, yeah, and it was just super funny. But yeah, it was really good. I was into it. And what else? Good show. I still have the show in Dallas coming up on the 20th. I'm gonna be, look for me on fucking this is so silly. But look for me on Polling Out on the Laugh Factory's Instagram story in the next, I think it's either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow or the day after that. I think it's this week for sure. I'm doing like a little segment where I like ask questions and stuff like that. It was fun today. I had like a really just like silly time. I love this chick that works there, and she's fucking, we were just like cracking up laughing the whole entire time. I parked way too far away and I had to walk real far, and it was so hot. And by the time I got there to like film shit, I was sweating all over the place. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I got high the other night, and I started ranting on my Instagram about this app called Marco Polo, and it was making me crack up because I was like going on and on about it, but it wasn't an ad. Like, I'm not even cool enough to like do ads. Like, I'm not fucking opening that door. She can hang in my house. She's fine. I've taken her out 400 times today. It seemed so much like an ad, and it definitely was not an ad. And but I just like got to talking about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, I realized that I had never like publicly talked, or like on publicly, but you know what I mean, on like any platform about how much I love this one app called Marco Polo. And the reason why I felt inclined to like talk about it is because it really did impact my life like positively in so many ways. And sometimes, and I wasn't really thinking about it because I was just like, oh, an app, like every app is just like success, and these people just make it and they have like millions of dollars. I don't know that. I don't know what the success rate of this is. I don't know how big it is with this specific app. I don't know how it's doing. I don't know any of that kind of shit. It could be like about to, I don't think it is, but it could be like about to go out the window. So I was like, why the fuck haven't I talked about this before? Because I literally feel like it changed my life a little bit. But it is just like a video chat app, and every time I explain this, someone is like, sounds like Snapchat. That's not what it is. This is not, number one, I'll preface it by saying it's not a it's not it's not social media. That's not what it is. Like, you can add friends on there, but it's not social media. It's more of like a video chat app to talk to your friends and family, almost like FaceTime. However, it's completely different than that because you just have to download it and like understand the setup of it. It makes it so easy to stay in touch with people, and in like a FaceTimey way. However, you don't both have to be on at the same time. So like, I'm recording, I'm talking to you right now, blah blah blah, and then like it's over and you don't get another shot. Like, you can't like refilm it. It's just like, it's all in the moment. Like, you fuck up and you just like, you fucked up. It is what it is. Because as soon as there's just start and stop, and when you start, you're fucking talking, and then whenever you stop it, it sends it off to them. So it's just like a very real, like raw, organic way of like speaking to people, and it has saved my life talking on it back, like talking to my my best friend back home. And like, I even made my mom, who is the least technologically savvy human being on the planet, I even made her download it, and she figured it out, and she talks to me on there all the time. And so it's like extremely helpful because I'm like thousands of miles from my family, and my best friend and shit like that, and being able to like talk to them. And whenever I say to people about this fucking app, I'm like, oh, it changed my life. I get to talk to them all the time. They're like, why don't you just FaceTime? How often do you like? Good for you if you FaceTime your family all the time, but I don't. It's also a very like, okay, we're both on now, let's talk about something. It's just like, I don't like like the pressure of that. And at the same time, like, it's not even like the pressure of it. It's more so like, who has the time for us both to be on this shit at the same time. It's very few and far between. So rather than waiting for you both to finally have the time, it's when you have the time, and then the second that they have the time, and then those times match, and you're both watching your shit. It's just awesome. You like, I could Marco Polo someone and they would get back to me a week later, or I can Marco Polo someone and they're live watching me right then, and they respond as soon as I press stop. Like, it's just really, really cool. I would suggest it to anybody that doesn't live near their family, or is like remote and whatever, or like maybe like, oh my god, like long distance relationship. That would it would slay a long distance relationship. It would help so fucking much, because it's just like, you don't want to FaceTime somebody if you're like, oh, this, like, I saw this weird guy at the store and he fucking grabbed my butt or something like that. You wouldn't be like, oh my god, and like FaceTime somebody about that, because it's not like the most imperative information to like get to them, but you would Marco Polo it to them. And it's like little things like that, like, keep you connected to a person that's so far away from you. That's important to be. I wouldn't have just anybody on this I wouldn't have anybody added on this app that I like didn't really like know really well. But anyway, yeah, it's just really cool. I just suggesting, like I said, this is not a fucking ad. I would love to be fucking sponsored by them. It would be awesome, but I have no reason to be saying this other than just like as a word of wisdom to like be helpful, at an attempt to be helpful, because it has saved me. I mean, some of my like most depressed, dark times, being able to like just press record and start talking to like my best friend on there, and it to be like she's live watching you. It just feels like, and then doing the same thing with my fucking mom and like my little sister. I stay in touch with my little sister on there. Dude, it is so helpful. But like, if you're in any of those situations where there's like somebody far away, or you're like far away from you're the one that's far away, I would really, really suggest downloading it. And I think it's completely free. I would really suggest that, because I'm not going to explain it further. I don't have to go into it, but yeah, if you don't have that, then I wouldn't really even understand a reason to have it, because if you're around your friends all the time and stuff like that, or like you're around the people that you care about all the time, like, I don't really see why you would need it. But for the many of us that are not fortunate enough to have friends and family physically close by, it is a fucking lifesaver. It's so awesome, and it's hilarious. Sometimes I just fucking am like high and talking to my friend and just like dying laughing on there, as if I'm like hanging out with a real person, when in reality I'm just like sitting by myself. What else is going on? A lot of body dysmorphia, lot of body dysmorphia. We all, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We all, there's some really, there's a lot of just like totally, I mean, there's a lot of really fucked up people out there, but there's also just like a lot of totally normal people out there with like a ton of self-confidence. And I do not understand that in any facet whatsoever. It's like practically baffling to me. I have like, sort of another weird noise in the hallway. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'll get into it more later, but I just have a really, like, really dark, fucked up issues whenever it comes to that. Comes to, like, body image and stuff like that, and I'm no way, like, fishing for any kind of, I'm not even opening up so that people will fucking, I'm not even opening this up to people to talk to me about it. I'm just saying that if you struggle with any of that, you are not alone, because I am so, I don't know, I feel like maybe girls that do it would understand a little bit more, like that girls that like post their body and stuff like that online are actually like, no matter what you post online, you could actually be like dying of insecurity on the inside. And it's just like fascinating to me. Sometimes like, I feel like probably who would, and I'm not saying firsthand that I've experienced that they don't have any gauge on this. I'm just saying that I would venture to say, like, even if I were a guy and like I see a girl who does like post her body on like Instagram and stuff like that a lot, I would think like that person is just really confident in their body and like really confident in their looks. But it is so just the opposite. It is the weirdest, dude. It is the craziest inner turmoil I constantly have. I'll get more into like eating disorders and shit like that in another episode, because I just don't really feel like being like dark right now. But it is, I just want you to know, like, if you ever look at somebody's like stuff, like maybe there's like a girl you're interested in, like you see that she posts like, you know, pictures of her body or whatever, or like maybe like a lot of guys comment on it and like tell her that she's hot or something like that, and you like end up catching yourself thinking like I don't know, like she probably has a lot of confidence, or she just like gets all the dudes, or like stuff like that. It couldn't be, sometimes maybe that is the deal sometimes, but it also is not at all most of the time, because sometimes what the recipe is, I figured it out, because there is certainly in any capacity that you're posting a lot of yourself online, I completely understand. I'm not delusional. I completely understand where that is like weirdly narcissistic. I get that. However, 90% of it is with me. 90% of it is, well, there's a percentage of that too that's like doing that because I'm like, I want like this career, and like I want, you know, like adding any kind of like positive thing about yourself, like looking good is supposed to be like helpful. So that's like, you know what I mean? Like if I want to like present myself in a certain way, you know what I mean? Like professional photos and stuff like that. And that's a big factor. But like the main thing that's going on in my brain whenever I'm doing that is a sick part of my brain where I'm like, in this specific angle, at this specific time, at this specific moment, I think that I look attractive. And all of the other moments I don't. And I'm like, I hope, I'm like pushing it into people's faces, because I'm like, please see me in this way or whatever. Like, please think that I am attractive, even though I think that I'm a fucking troll. I don't, it's a long, complicated thing. I'm not saying that I indeed am, but there are weeks at a time whenever I don't want to leave my house because I feel so fat. But that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that at a different time. But it's just, I just want you to know, like, sometimes, especially with this fucking everybody having like a fuck ton of followers and like all that kind of shit, like online is just so not real, dude. It's so fucking not real. It's crazy. Some of it is attributed also, I think, to just the fact that, like, I mean, if I was going to be real online all the time about like where I am mentally, it would be a nightmare. Like, it would be a nightmare to like be posting that stuff, because I mean, I understand like being not just a fake ass all the time. Like, I'm not going to like post that I'm like, you know, set financially and that I'm like doing really well mentally whenever I'm not. But like at the same time, you can't just like, if you're if you feel down for years at a time, you can't just constantly post about how down you feel, because people are just gonna want to get away from you, because it's just such a you can't just be like that big of a Debbie Downer all the time. Or like if you are, obviously don't have it be something that you're constantly posting about. But I would just say try to keep it pretty real. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of fake sometimes whenever I post shit on there and I'm like actually mentally spiraling. I try to keep it pretty real though, but I had some people that I know, especially in the business, men, be like, you're so, I don't know, something about like, you're so like, because I joke about like the heartbreak and stuff like that I've dealt with recently. They're like, you're so dramatic, you're so sensitive or something like that. And I'm like, maybe, I guess, I guess, okay, but I don't really see anything wrong with like being emotional. I'm not overly emotional, you know, like I feel like I'm pretty strong, you know, like I, like I don't really think that there's anything wrong with like being honest. I also like kind of find like some, like it's not all just like woe is me whenever I'm talking about like romantic like faux pas and being like heartbroken and shit. There's also like I think that everything is funny. So I'm coming from a place like, even if my real emotion, it's almost like I'm watching myself on like a TV show. Like if my real emotion is that I'm like sad and I'm like in a pit of sorrow over the way that I was treated or whatever, I also like weirdly sadistically think that that's funny, because I'm like, oh, look at you, like, look at you, little bitch, you're sad about a guy. Like it's kind of funny, like in a weird way to me. So it's not just all like this cry out. It's more like it's true, but it's kind of like a bit for me in a weird way. But like I don't think that people, like not too long ago, I think it was like 2 months ago or something like that, I posted a picture to my story of me like bawling, but it was like a funny picture. It was kind of like a Kim Kardashian cry, and someone just like, I don't know, someone like acted like I was doing it for like the emotional attention of someone to be like, what's wrong? But like I captioned it something about like I thought this was going to be funny last night, it still wasn't, and then I posted it today and it still wasn't funny, but I still think it's funny. But it was just because I thought it was funny. Like I thought it was funny that I was like, that I'm like so fucked up. Like sometimes human life shit is just like funny to me. It's funny to be that fucked up over a person, even though it's all real and I can't just be like haha and laugh it off in my real life. But I definitely can like see the humor in me bawling my eyes out over some dude. Like there's definitely something funny about that, especially if we weren't like together very long, or like if he was like maybe someone from my pretty far away past that was just like a total womanizing fucking asshole. It's so funny to like for me to be crying about someone like that, because it's just like, oh, I'm one of a million. I don't know, man. But anyways, I think my camera is about to die. I just wanted to make a quick one of these so that I can keep these fucking consistent. And now that I even halfway know what the fuck I'm doing, yeah, I'm just gonna, how long have we been going? 34 minutes, that's not bad. Okay. Anyway, I don't know, when's my next show? It's on, I think I have a show on Friday, but I can't remember any of the details about it, so that's cool. So that's really cool and helpful. But for any of my shit, I'm actually about to get a website, because I don't have one right now. I might be paying for a domain of a website of my name, but I'm not active on it and don't know anything about it, and I'm just throwing money into a hole that's not being taken care of. I feel like there's a joke there. But yeah, but I'm gonna get that soon. I'll get a fucking, dude, it's just, this whole thing is just like, there's so many different things that you have to be doing, and when you don't have any help, it's a lot more difficult. So yeah, I'll have a website pretty soon. That's like the next thing on my list. I'm gonna have a website where you can actually like go and like check out when I'm gonna fucking be doing stand-up, and you won't have to just like stalk my social media in order to figure out when the fuck I'm gonna be on. But yeah, I think I have another show on Friday, but nothing that's like out of town or anything like that. Next thing that's gonna be out of town that I do is gonna be October 20th when I'm opening for Chris Fairbanks at the Dallas Comedy House. Yeah, this was fun. Thank